Hello everyone, welcome to another very exciting Glentendo circuit, this time featuring teams per the every Tuesday format. I'm Chris Elodian. I'll be running this stream today, and on the screen in front of you is 4 screens, all 4 of which are on the blue team. Those are the heroes for the day. Meanwhile, red team is the villains. As you can see Glenn pulling right out in front of Koogie Cougs on the top right screen, who is repping the villains. In the meanwhile, we got all the heroes doing their thing on the screen. But anyways, the format for today, very simple, very similar to the free-for-alls. However, each person is given a team color that they choose when they enter the tournament. And I'm going to show you right now, because if anyone is interested, you can find the code right there on the top right hand of your screen. That is currently what goes in the tournament mode in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe menu. You go to tournament, or I'm sorry, online gameplay, then tournament, and then search by code, put in that code, and you're in. You could join at any time. Your points will contribute towards whether it be heroes or villains. I do suggest some of you go villain, though, because there's a lot of heroes right now. But that's quite all right. Good always prevails, right? Anyways, so the way it works is people are queued up. Not everyone is in the same race all the time because you could have as many entrances as you want. And what happens is you get queued with people queuing at similar times. So, for example, Moral Atheist, who's racing right now on the right-hand side, he could be in a queue against, Glentendo, which he is. And then, meanwhile, you'll see on the left, Lemon Tea also on blue team will be racing against a whole different queue of racers. So I'm not sure who's in that one, but I would imagine there are several villains. The idea is that the placings all add up, and then there's a winning team at the end. So that's the format. That's what's happening. Last week was 3v3s. This week is simpler, because there was some issues with the 3v3s last week. Basically what happened was some Smash GG error. But there you go. On the screen, you can see heroes kind of prevailing, while the villains are kind of lagging behind. Glenn sort of carrying them at the moment, but Lemon Tea starting, you'll see a whole new slew of racers, including Elu, who's also in this bracket, and we also have him screen share again. So I will go ahead and try and get you a fix on that, just because we haven't seen him yet. Also, we do have a couple new racers today. As far as streamers go, we have Nintunist and we have Vanna Black, who I'm not sure if Vanna Black started yet, and I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, and we have his own back, and I gotta add a URL for that, but that shouldn't take too long. In the meanwhile, anyone has questions about the format, obviously feel free to hit me up in chat. This is still pretty new stuff, so I'm gonna do my best to try and explain it as it goes. Right now, you can see a race going on at the top that both Moral Atheist and Koogie Cougs are in. It's starting right now, and it does appear to be Mount Wario, I believe, is the race. It certainly looks like it. We'll know in just a second when they actually start, but it does appear to be Mount Wario. So this is actually a race we saw a lot on Sunday, a ton on Sunday. But this time, we're gonna see it again in different format. Anyways, I do believe Glenn is repping Wario at the moment, the villain of villains, because he's he's the top tier in this game. So people, they got some beef, man. Let's see if I get zone. Hoping that zone is a villain, because then he is awesome. All right, so then we have a villain view. It's nice that everyone wants to be heroes, but what I would like to get is basically a little something from both sides. So what I'm going to try and do is get the blue team on the left and the red team on the right. It's going to take a little bit of organizing on my end, and I am just kind of getting started streaming today, so bear with, and we'll have you set up in no time. But in the meanwhile, enjoy the races you're seeing on the screen. Elu getting 4th for blue team on the bottom left. Lemon Tea does appear to have been in the same race, but his stream is a little bit behind, so even though Elu is finished, in real time they finished at the same time. But anyways, it does appear that Lemon Tea did place. Good for him. All right, so as advertised, there we go. Yeah, let's get some villains. If you're joining the chat right now, let's get some villains. I am going to put the code on the top right for you to check out, so that way you don't have to go searching too hard for it. There you go. On the top right hand of the screen is the code that you need for the team circuit. There's a different one for singles on Sunday, but don't worry about that at the moment, because that's not till Sunday. All right, here we go. This is what I had in mind. Unfortunately, Nintoonist's his camera is on the side that the placing is, so I can't tell you what place he is. But what I can tell you is it looks like red team is finishing in a huge. Oh no, the zone getting pushed out. Meanwhile, red team does appear to have been dominant in this past race, so that's pretty good because the race I just saw before that was all blue towards the top of the scoreboard. But let's see what else we have in the meantime. Who's moving? All right, so it does look like everybody is in queue at the moment, so we're not missing too much. Oh, my mistake. It does look like we have a queue. So I see Mario Kart Stadium, and it's always evasive, some of the names of these courses. I just like forget. But we do have a race for sure, and I'm gonna try and get this 4-screen in the same format I'm doing the 2-screen, where it's basically heroes on left and villains on right. But the problem is there's just so many more heroes, man. So I'm pretty limited on the stream views. And in case anyone is still new to this format or curious what's going on, these guys are all streaming to their Twitches or whatever they stream to. I'm pretty sure it's all Twitch in this case, but. And I am screen sharing their stream, so we get a perspective from multiple different racers, because otherwise there's no spectator mode in this game, so I can't use it. So we work with what we got, and thankfully these guys are kind enough to stream all the stuff they're doing, because if they weren't, then this would not be possible. But it does look like we got our friends from France in here again. I see Shikai, who's constantly finishing top. Honestly, I feel like I see him top 2 every time. All right, let me get you guys that good view. 2-screen, and I believe Lemon T is playing. Right there, it's him. And Elu. So at the moment, I'm going to give you guys this because these are the 2 racers I see in action. I will see if I could find a representative from... Honestly, Nintoonist, that's a great question, man. I don't ever dare question Glentendo's creative freedoms or why he does the things he does, but that was the format he picked, man. It's his tournament, so we're at the whim. But anyways, all right. So if you guys are streaming or if you're watching, hold on, I am gonna share my screen for just a moment here. Cha-cha-cha. Hello. All right. So you'll see this Discord here. This is Glenn's Discord. So there are currently 2 sections here. There's a red team villains and there's a blue team heroes. So the vision for this is to basically have each team or whoever is essentially in this Discord and on the team and playing join their respective teams, and then it's kind of like a team chat. So if it's between games or someone just did something, I could basically jump in the chat, get the whole reaction from the team, or if let's just say someone just finished first, or someone just got totally hosed and ended up 12th or whatever, I could drag them into, this active chat right here that I'm in by myself, or when there's another co-caster, they'll come in here. So that's sort of the vision of what I would like to have happen. Oh, you know what? Let me... man, I gotta fix my Discord stuff. But anyways, here, I'm gonna link Glentendo's server in the chat manually right now, because some of my materials are a little bit out of date just because they just need to be worked on. Here, use that link. I just put a link in the chat, and that's for Glenn's server. currently. The other one is for the Master Hand server, which is basically under construction silently. So thank you for your patience, basically, because it's a little bit of a task. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what to do because the server has just been all Smash Brothers, essentially. All right, here we go. This is what we want to see. Here's what we want to see. Good old red versus blue. Red on the right, that's zone. And on the left is Lemon Tea. It does appear that they are in the exact same race. Again, I will say it's hard to know whose stream is ahead of the other because while they're in the same race live time, their stream times might be a little bit off. But it does appear that Lemon Tea's stream is a little bit ahead of Zone's. Poor Zone just totally getting hosed. Right when I focus on him there. Sitting in 11th, got hit by pretty much everything, pretty much every item in the game. Just in the past couple minutes. Seconds. What? Anyways. Alright. And I do believe I have to add one more browser source, so I'm going to do that now. So if I go silent, that's why. So basically, as I mentioned, I am setting up direct feeds from the people who's streaming streams. So what I'm doing is basically adding in like a Twitch URL from another streamer who's also streaming. And I'll be able to kind of pan them in just like the other ones. Alright, so I don't think the stream is live, but it's quite alright because at least now I have an additional stream URL. And that is useful because it's all part of the setup. Essentially, this stuff should have been set up already, but since it's still kind of new, and it's still kind of being worked out in terms of like getting people to reliably stream or people to just stream at all, you know, it kind of gets thrown together on the spot here as such. Alright, cool. 10. Alright, let's see. I want to get you guys a little bit more action. So let's do the 4 screen. As you can see, Ulu off and running. And even though we got all hero views, I mean, you're still getting the full effect of Mario Kart gameplay at peak competitive Mario gameplay. Because I know that's what everybody's been looking for. Guess what? That's what you get. You want a game that's 6 years old, seeing it competitive. We got it, man. All right, so everyone in here in pretty good shape at the moment. We got it appears to be. Let's see. I think all these guys in the same race is what it's looking like. And Elu very far ahead. Elu getting second, I believe, in the singles tournament on Sunday. Yeah, I think it was second with like a solid 299 points out of a possible like 318 or whatever the total thing you can get is. But pretty impressive stuff. He definitely grinds. Another grinder we got here is Kugi, who's on the top right, but kind of struggling. And the thing is sometimes there's like no amount of grind. Like you nail the shortcuts and you get everything else, but sometimes like the RNG is just not with you. You know what I mean? Like all it takes is a couple shells or getting hit by a couple things or being mispositioned. But that's the game, dude. That's why they race. If there was someone who's literally the best all the time, they wouldn't have to race. Oh no. Kugi falling as I'm talking about him. see what the heroes got. In the meantime, you see blue team with a first, a sixth, a ninth, and a third. That third really erratic because it jumps from third to like ninth and back to third again. So it does appear as though they're approaching, or they're on the final lap. Elu nearly done at the finish line. Oh my god, and he gets passed by Villain. Wow, that hurts, man. That's like, and the Villains needed that too. That was, I think that tag said 60? Maybe that was a tag, but that was actually kind of epic. That's literally what is supposed to happen, right? So you're getting the whole viewpoint. Finding the scores, I'm going to try and do that now. Mario Kart does this thing where their tournament mode, you have to literally hard reset the entire game to like get updated scores. Wow, Lemon Tea coming in with a clutch second there. It does appear that there were different races, by the way. And that was the same race that Mezzi was in, coming in third right after. His stream is a little bit behind Lemon Tea's, but either way, that's a second and a third. Actually, this whole thing looking pretty even-ish. I feel like I've seen, you know, you'll see one team burst out at one moment, and you'll see another the next. So that's the whole idea. All right, let's see. Any active races? It does look like Elu's about to be active. And then from there, I'll break it out to a couple more people. And I'm going to start labeling these streams so we all know what's going on. So I'm starting to lose a little bit of track myself, who's where. See, Mario Kart streams, all very complex stuff here, you know? Alright, that'll do it. We got it. I will break into two screens. We've been seeing... I'm going to keep the zone on focus just because we need a representative from Team Evil. But we have not seen a whole lot of Nintunist yet. He's not in the same race, but I am going to throw him up on the screen here. Using the Metal Mario, a fine choice if I do say so myself. Okay, so yeah, so we still got blue versus red here, although they are in different courses. So what I'll do instead is I'll get that 4 screen out, which is yes, I said 4 screen. Anyways, yeah, so I will get that, and I'm gonna try and do the thing I wanted to do before, where I keep one team color on one side and the other on the other side. But keep in mind, I only have like access to essentially one red team member, so it gets a little bit tricky there. Those bells really be hitting right now, my gosh. All right. So here's what we got right now. It does appear that... Are none of these guys in the same race? This looks like all different races. Oh, no, never mind. Moral Atheist is in the same race as Zone? Question mark? Yeah, he is. A little... definitely ahead of him. So we'll see what Zone could do to catch up. But I do know Moral Atheist has been on the grind in this game. Zone doing the responsible... Oh, man. Unfortunate. Getting hit right before the shortcut. That's a killer. At least it wasn't on lap 3. It's never too late to make your comebacks on there. But he is in 10th place, a pretty rough position. Meanwhile, you can see how far ahead Moral Atheist is. In 3rd place, with fellow blue team mate Donkey Kong way out in 1st. And I believe... Let's see, it's a red Shy Guy. I know Maverick Hunter mains Shy Guy, and I know he's on Team Villain, but I think he mains the white Shy Guy. Unless... One question I don't have the answer to is if on the mini-map, if the Shy Guys actually... Oh, no. Moral Atheist. Okay, so Lemon Tea actually finished just ahead of him, and they're on the same team, and that's good. But there's like a famous clip of basically Lemon Tea having that exact same issue where you just kind of get screwed up on that last shortcut. It's a killer, man. That shortcut is not always easy. All right, so there we go. There you have it. Meanwhile, this is... Nope, that's an old advertisement. I need to get you guys the new advertisement. That's what I got to do. Okay. There we go. Elu's often started, but I will say this is where we're at. Shout out to Glenn for the really good graphic design work here. But if you are interested in this tournament and you want to maybe, you know, contribute towards good or bad, make sure you enter this tournament code into your Nintendo Switch with Mario Kart 8 tournament mode, and you can play. Wait, which song was it? Was it the one that hold on. The Mute City? I don't even know, man. I didn't even notice. I was like trying to do stuff, so that's my bad. But I'm gonna go back to Elu because he's kind of popping off. Although he told me he was trying to tell me that every time he was on the Master Hand stream, he was doing poorly, and I was just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like when you're getting first, second, and third all the time, I'm not sure when you're doing poorly. Oh, as I say, it gets hit by the thwomp. Alright, so while Elu's on Rainbow Road, we have Nintunis on Mute City, and Zone on, I forget the name of this map. Gump, I think that was that Music Park, I think? The one with the music notes? It was a little brutal, I'm sorry. I'll try to be more cognizant of that moving forward. It all just like, all the sounds blur together sometimes in the headset. So Elu on Rainbow Road, which I stand by the fact that that's a tough map. You did end up getting third, by the way. I do stand by the fact that it's like a difficult map in general, just because there's just so many places you could like fall off. And you don't want that to happen, you know? Alright, I'm shuffling through to see what I could find on the bottom left here. Alright, there's Nintunis. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, Nintunis on F-Zero, or Mute City, same thing, as is Kugi, on lap number 2. So they got a little bit of race to go. Meanwhile, we're seeing poor Zone, man, getting hit with all the wrong items, or all the right items for the opponents at the wrong time. So you hate to see it, but you know, sometimes it really do just be like that. Let's see. All right, so here we go. We got that Mute City. 2 heroes going at it. Kugi in second place. I can't quite get a bead on... Yeah, so Nintunis looks middle of the pack from what I can see on the map. Playing it pretty dangerous there towards the edge, almost falling off. Almost a really good jump to skip that turn. But doesn't matter. Lands right by the booster thing. Anyways, oh my god, and you just totally scummed 2 people, 2 spaces. I think that was Kugi there. Yep. Damn. Flew right by Kugi and right by Kunio. So let me see if... Damn, dude. Alright, so I'm just going to say this another time, just for anyone who's interested. There's a Discord here, and as you can see, it is the Glentendo Circuit Discord right here. And here's me streaming, and here's a blue hero chat, and here's a red villain chat. Now, the trick is, in a perfect world, these chats are filled up with the people in their respective teams, and they just be chatting and kind of shooting the breeze, having a good time. And let's just say something epic happens for red team or for blue team, I just jump right in there. Or let's just say someone in these gets like blue shelled right at the end, and I'm just like, wow, get bodied, bro. And then I just drag them right into the streaming channel, and then we could just kind of roast them from there. So that's the vision in the meantime. But right now, speaking of meantime, oh man, it looks like we lost feed to Elu's stream. You hate to see it, but hopefully he'll be back soon. As he's a top performer here, man. He's good at this game. Crownless, I'm just gonna link you the Discord server because I gotta fix all these bot links, and also the Master Hand server is basically going to be changing a lot soon, essentially to cater towards stuff like this and the Wi-Fi tournaments and just things that aren't just Smash, because now there's a Tri-State Smash server, so you don't really need like the New Jersey one as much, you know. So it's going to be getting some new life very soon, and I'm honestly really looking forward to that. So that'll be good for all of us. But until then, I'm just going to manually link what I have for this Discord, and that's it. So join it. If you want, you could start playing at any time. I will say Red Team seemingly needs help, but I'm really just saying this based off of the fact that I've just been seeing so many blue streamers. But in the results, it does appear that Red's doing well. Oh my god, Glenn got passed, bro. Oh my god. I still got another lap, though. So he's chilling. Although here comes that blue shell. That was a strategic passing, obviously. Although that blue shell appears to have gotten lost somewhere in the buses, which I guess can happen. You can technically like outrun blue and red shells. It's just like not easy. You need like the right circumstances. You need to be boosting a lot. You need basically a good part of the course where you're taking a lot of turns or shortcut that thing. But it is possible. Otherwise, impossible to ditch a blue shell unless you have like one of those boom boxes. But yeah, Kugi on your right-hand side of the screen there could not avoid that blue shell. Did not have anything to play defense with. All right, I'm going to start adding Twitch URLs. I think I said that like 15 minutes ago, but this time it's for reals. So here you go. Here's your current streamers on the screen. And wow. Moral Atheist getting the Piranha Plant in the position he is, and I guess it's because the disparity between third and second is actually pretty big, but the Piranha Plant actually gaining a lot of ground for him, not really going to... he still has some race left. Not a lot of race left, but he's still got some race left. But yeah, the Piranha Plant is actually a really good weapon. It's kind of like dual-purposed because... Wow, really good use of the mushroom there. Oh my god, it was really close to hitting the red shell on DK's trailer hitch and ends up safely finishing in second. Although, honestly, they're teammates, so Mike Penis kind of throwing shell at his boy there, but it's all right. It was, you know, sometimes you're just so used to singles, you know? You just don't know what to do. But shout out to Mike Penis. So, in Tunis, on the new Rainbow Road here, and so is Zone. So let me get what I keep calling the head-to-head because I don't know what else to call it, but basically people in the same race. It's fun. So here we go, Nintunist and Zone, and we're off. So here we go. This is currently what we got going on. Rainbow Road. Kind of a stressful map, if I do say so myself, because I think I already mentioned this, but there's just so many places to fall off. And once you fall off, it's like a huge detriment, man. But conversely, since there are so many places to fall off, there's like some really crazy shortcuts on here. They seem a little inconsistent to me, but I'm sure if you're grinding out speed trials or just a little bit more familiar, maybe it's not so scary. But there's like places basically not here, a little further back than this point where you see Nintunist, where you could basically fall off the map and then like anti-gravity to another section. There is a clip of Elu doing it by accident. I'm going to see if I can find that because it's kind of an epic clip. Speaking of Elu, Stream does appear to be coming back, so we'll see him in a few. In the meanwhile, shoutouts to Nintunist for the second place. Zone, a little bit struggle bus here, but he does have some teammates there, including Shikai, Black Mamba, and I'd missed the other name, finishing pretty respectably in the top 6. So we'll kick at the 4 screen until I can adjust the 2 screen. So I do see Moral Atheist is racing. As is Kugi, and they're on the same map. I'm going to have Kugi coming in on the left. Let's see who else we got. Okay, Elu does appear to be in queue. All right, we haven't seen or heard from Lemon in a while, but there's a 4th place finish from him on Bowser's Castle. A tough map for some people, and as you can see, Maverick Hunter and I think that's a Ginja? Something like that. Doing some work for the red team, but other than that, all blues. There we go. So we got Moral Atheist. We got Kugi. All right, well, shout outs to KGP for the Mike Penis tag. Very clever. All right, so let me get my bearings. So, yeah, this is the final lap for these guys. And I forget what this, like, name of this map is, like, Candy something or, like, something or other. Either way, not everybody's favorite map. It's, like, it's okay. Oh, man. Nothing you could do about that blue shell. We'll see. Yeah, Kugi, I mean, getting passed by teammates, not so bad, although there's a couple red names, including Glentendo and Soul, and Grandpaster J, all finishing just ahead of Kugi there as he got blue shelled. And this looks like one of the more full servers, or I'm sorry, queues, I guess we'll say. So I'm going to get you the close-up on both Nintoonists and Zone because they're currently on lap 3 of 3 of their race. All right, there we go. So you see Nintoonist on the left. Oh, no. He looks disappointed. Either way, it's teammates in front. There goes Zone right ahead of him. Does appear to have ducked that red shell, I think. Oh, wait, no, there we go. I was a little bit behind. Nintoonist ended up landing that red shell. The best strategy for when you have a star coming up behind you is definitely to get to, like, one of the sides. Because, like, if you're in the middle, that person's going to be coming for you. Anyways, let's see what we got here. It does appear that there is a Roy from Red Team. Yeah, really far ahead. That's Shikai. That's our friend from France. With teammate, I want to say, I can't see on my screen. Is that EO? Yeah, okay, it's EO. Yeah, we know EO. I guess he's a Bowser main both in Smash and in this game, so that's pretty hype. We got a few of those. Like, Moral Atheist is also in that. In terms of, like, people who main their Smash character additionally in this game. All right, so lap. Okay, this is a good race because they're right in the middle, so we could actually get a little invested. And this is two blue teams. Kugi holding it down. And the one thing I'm noticing about Kugi is it is very clear how much he's grinding this game. But the thing is like, recovering from the bad circumstances seems to be an issue because he's either way out in first or he gets hit by something and has, like, a tough time. That might be, like, his racer setup. I don't think currently he's in the best loadout for, like, good acceleration. Oh, look at that shortcut. Getting nipped a little bit, but hey, it did bring him the second place from 6th and not too far behind from 3rd again after getting hit. But meanwhile, we have Moral Atheist falling a little bit far behind in his Link Biddybug combination thingy. But it looks like a shortcut gone wrong there for him as he maintains a 9th with a couple of red names right in front of him. Villain's getting right past. But he does appear to be overtaking one of them. Maybe two. Making some moves. Hits the center ramp, and this is the final lap, so this is where it counts. It does appear to be 3... yeah, so blue team has, like, the first 3 places. Meanwhile, red has, like, the next 3. And that seems to be a little bit of a trend where you're going to see, yeah, about 3 blue names on top, 3 villains. Look at the Wario villain. Or, Waluigi's that I wanted to say. Waluigi's the top tier in this game, by the way. That's what's going down. So, all right, so we got a good little rhythm going now because I'm starting to see here's Nintoonist, and here is Zone. right here, and I think that what's this, Congo Jungle or whatever. Oh, I know what I want to do. I do want to check out the results, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and get that in between games here, so that way we could check those out together. By the way, if you're enjoying either one of these players' racing skills or just think they look nice on the camera, make sure to go check out their streams or stream links right above their cameras at the moment. I'm going to try to keep up with that the best I can. Sometimes a little tricky with all the changing cameras, but like I said, we're in rhythm now. The same people are kind of in queue together, so it's a little easier to keep track of getting started. It's the hardest part usually. And all right, so with these guys, hold on, let me see if I nail this on the first shot. Nice, got it. All right, so here we go. And Tunis coming in. Did he? No, he didn't win that. I see that Roy way out ahead again. That French Roy is really good. All right, so yeah, and Tunis came second to that French Roy. And honestly, dude, the red team needs that guy. He's been kind of carrying. He definitely has the highest point total out of everyone at 118 at the moment. The next closest in that queue is 92, and that was on the blue team. Yeah. And I don't know if the Excite Bike level, like, it's kind of like, it's like almost painfully straightforward. There's like a lot of cool, like you get a lot of speed bumps, like in jumps and stuff. That's kind of nice. But other than that, it's just sort of like very plain map. And then like the mud in the middle just makes it not fun. Koogie's got that down though, basically cutting off the mud right at the corner there, getting just enough track with the bike to not get slowed down. Once again, doing a great job with the jumps, making very fast progress, only to get hit by a red shell mid-trajectory, but is going to catch the boost ramp and try and fight his way back from 8th, but looking kind of tough here with the race nearly finished. You can see Glentendo out in front just a little bit, and that's going to be a huge swing for red team there as Glenn, Soul, and Grandpaster Jay take 1, 2, and 3 for the team. Glenn's point total looking kind of nice there, 107. Damn. All right, so I'm going to check in on Lemon Tea because it sounds like he is by himself with some bots, Maverick Hunter, and another guy who's pretty good. But that's like kind of the trick with these tournaments. It's pretty reliant on a lot of people entering. Yep, there he is. There he is. So I'm guessing that Broth Quang is the other good guy in that queue. But we'll see if maybe it lines up because those other queues aren't full. So I got to wonder if maybe they will. But anyways, getting back to it. We haven't seen or heard from Elu in a bit, so I'm going to get him back on stream here, just getting started on in Hyrule here, or Hyrule Circuit, which seems to be a pretty popular map, and honestly, it is very nice. It's nice to look at. It's got rupees instead of just the coins, and that's kind of a nice change. Kind of a nice, comfortable course, really. Nothing really too out of control. There are some shortcuts, nothing like ridiculous. At least as far as I know of. I might be giving inaccurate information, but pretty sure that's accurate. And I do have to check on the rule set for this. I'm not sure how many races. Okay, so 24 races, very similar, pretty much the same thing as the free-for-all format, just that there's teams. So I didn't catch what number race this is for these guys, but I got to think that they're probably nearly a quarter of the way through. I think they're probably about like 8 races in, or near that. Let's break it out here. There we go. Got 3 people playing on the Hyrule circuit here, all of which just getting on the 3rd lap. Let's see where this brings us. This is also the queue with Glenn and Sol, and I'm guessing Grandmaster J, because he's been in this queue as far as I know. Oh, and there we go. Crownless in the game. Shout out to that, man. And I think Crownless, he's kind of a competitor in like these in like Nintendo games. Like I know like I remember when Splatoon was new, getting kind of salty because I was just like watching him on top of a hill sniping successfully, and I was just like freaking Crownless. But he's pretty good, man. Like on like the fun competitive games. But glad to see that he ended up making it to the stream. That's pretty hype. Let's see how he finished. Getting a solid 6th place there. Honestly, the red team really needed the help. And the red team looks like it's starting to surge a little bit. So, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So I am going to try to basically, I have to reset Mario Kart 8 on my Switch just so I could check the standings, because like you literally have to reset the entire game to get updated standings, which is something. But anyways, here's Lemon Tea. I know he was in a room with, okay, there we go. He's got some more people in the room now. I see Shikai is now in there. He's in there. I'm assuming Maverick Hunter's still in there. Maybe. We'll find out. But either way, Shikai using he is the skilled Roy as far as I'm aware in this game. I'm pretty sure he's always using Roy. And Zodiac, another one that we are very well familiar with, a Glentendo regular, Glentendo Circuit regular, with KGP just out in front. Alright, so Lemon Tea, I can't see what lap he's on. I think it might be the last one. I can actually get him on the 4 screen because I see a stream that is inactive. And I can. There we go. So back to it, 4 screens. It does look like, is that F-Zero I see on the left-hand side of the screen? I believe it is, with Elu and Immoral Atheist. And no, this isn't. This is not F-Zero. I'll get better with my maps in time. I've honestly just started playing this game again myself because, I don't know, this has kind of made me want to scratch the itch, and seeing a lot of people play like at once is pretty cool, to a point where it makes me want to play. But I'm just going to stream for now because I actually think there's a little something to this, even if it's a little bit of a modest thing. But, you know, it's got the actual engagement from people, and I think that's all that really matters at this point. I also got to find some people. I got to find some good, reliable people to kind of start casting with me. And I'm going to be trying to basically enter some of these with some time. But, like, I don't want to just leave it with, like, just you watching me. Because I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like how it is right now, where you're watching many. All right, so it does look like Mezzi about to pull in some good points for the green team, finishing 1st place there. Well ahead with another red teammate right behind him. So that's going to be a good swing, and that was Maverick Hunter. So Maverick Hunter having a great day with 140 total points at the moment. And Mezzi bringing in a much-needed help for that red team. There you see Shikai at 143. So Maverick Hunter really not that far off. He's obviously having a very good day. Jinja, I'm assuming that's how I read that tag, also doing pretty well there for the evil team. All right, so I'm going to hop into voice chat with Glenn because I see he's available. Glenn, are you there? Might not be there. Well, I'm going to chill in here for now, and if he ends up able to hear me, that'll be good, but I can't hear him. I'm in your chat. Can't hear you, though. There we go. He got the message. So, let's see. Is Glenn in this? Yeah, so Glenn's in this race about to come up, so I'm not going to expect him to be ready to jump in chat. But what I will do is get you the screens of people who are racing. So that is what I'm going to work on right now. Lemon Tea already off and running. Moral Atheist about to start on the top. Elu can probably go for now because he appears to be waiting. So instead we'll get Koogie Cougs on the bottom left who, as to, you know, no one's surprised, sitting in first place once again. This is what happens when you grind this game like a madman. And seems to be really enjoying it too, man. Especially when you got the time for it in isolation. Like, running through Mario Kart circuits, it's got a little bit of a therapeutic value to it, in my opinion. All you're trying to do is beat yourself every time, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's the items and other people playing, but if you're able to rip through the courses and stuff, like, that's how you win. You just get faster each time. As Koogie approaches lap number 3, does not appear to have anyone all too close, I believe. I don't know. Okay. Oh, wow. Moral Atheist making a big jump on Rainbow Road. I'm not sure if anyone saw that. I was talking about those earlier. There's apparently a jump right towards the end of the map, or towards the end of the lap on Rainbow Road where he could just skip a whole bunch, and it really worked out for him because he jumped from like 7th place to 3rd. But anyways, back looking to Koogie on the bottom left. Still really in no jeopardy of losing this first. He's pretty far ahead of that Link, and that Link is also on the hero side, and I think I hear Glenn. Thought I heard Glenn. Anyways. Alright, so yeah, that's Koogie and Zodiac. First place there with even points at 141, with Shikai coming in 3rd with a higher point total than both, but that race is going to go to the heroes. Alright, so with that, we will be waiting for Moral Atheist to finish before we kick it back out to the cover screen. So I can remind everyone of this lovely tournament that happens every single Tuesday and Sunday if you're just looking for free-for-alls with teams every Tuesday. Just remembered what I'm trying to do this whole time, and that is get you guys some up-to-date standings. All right, Moral Atheist covering ground right before the end here. 4th place, does have the gold mushroom. Not enough to steal 3rd, but still a great finish. Anyways, this is a Glentendo circuit team races. Use that code in the top left if you want to jump in for some of the fun and, you know, just play, man. I mean, the team stuff is good because you can contribute pretty much any time between 7 and 9 while the tournament's active. The singles stuff, the free-for-all, you kind of have to start on time because you have to finish 24 races within 2 hours. But this time, all you're really doing is contributing towards a point total. But with that, here are the updated standings. It does appear as though the heroes do have a lead despite despite the villains having the 2 top placing racers there, with Maverick Hunter and Shikai both sitting above 150 points, and Elu repping it for Team Hero in 3rd place. It does appear that the middle of the pack for the Hero squad is just a little bit stronger, but as you can see, 14 racers on each side. So total 28 entrants at the moment, and again, anyone can join at any time. So feel free to do that if you're watching and this is interesting to you. But as I go down the list of players here, here we go. Plenty of familiar names if any of you guys who watch Smash or, you know, any of the streams that happen here on Master Gaming, you'll see, including the likes of Glentendo, Nintunist, EO, Crownless, of course, although we haven't seen him in a while, Zone, Moral Atheist. So you get all that, and you get all of these racers going off right now. All right, so we appear to have Lemon Tea and Koogie Cougs in the same race there. And it looks like Moral Atheist is right back on Rainbow Road. That's unfortunate. That's 2 in a row, man. This is a rough map to be doing like twice in a row. At least in my opinion it is. It's a little bit trying. And there's so many ways that it could end up in terms of shortcuts and just doing things right. Oh, wait, no. That's... Oh, I'm sorry. Electropolis? It's not Rainbow Road. All the flashing like neon colors kind of fooled me. Anyways, so he's on another like shiny map. Alright, so if there is a villainous Waluigi in first place. Oh my god, Koogie Koog's nailing the shortcuts. Good lord. I don't know if anyone was watching that on the bottom left, but my man Koogie hitting all the shortcuts, finding himself before that lightning, right in a solid third place, and ending up in 5th, man. I gotta stop looking at people when they're really popping off because I feel like I'm cursing them. Jeez. That's a rough one, man. He nailed everything towards the end there. Anyways, let's kick it to Nintunist here on the left-hand side. And right at the end of his race, oh my god, he was about to make huge moves to surpass a villain and ends up getting passed by another villain and not getting the other one. And there he goes. He rages, dude. He's raging. Wow. Look, he's not even in the webcam. He's gone. He's tight. I don't blame him. That hurts, man. Went from looking to steal 2nd to ending up in 4th. Either way, that's Maverick Hunter still getting 1st on top there, I'm pretty sure. I did see the Shy Guy. Shoutouts to him, man, making it happen. Intunes is so salty. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is we got Moral Atheist still finishing up his race here, and a very solid 2nd place behind, it looked like a villain, and it was Jinja, who is repping Wario, and also had a pretty good point total at 164, looking pretty good there. And let me try and find you guys the finest streams at the moment. I'm a little nervous for like cursing people with my presence, but all right, there we go. Lemon Tea is finally in a queue with people. He's in a queue with Elu, teammate who are now in 4th and 5th place, and they have an entire lap to go, I believe. In front of Elu is the gruesome twosome on the villain side, which includes Glentendo and Crownless. Very interested to see what Crownless brings to the table here, because he did start late, kind of just like, yo, I'm going to help out the villains a little bit, and then kind of jumped in late, and Elu cutting him off there right as the 2nd lap starts. Okay, so this is lap number 2. This is a good race to be tuning into. Lemon Tea getting caught on the rough just a little bit. Meanwhile, we have Elu in a little bit of a losing fight in the rough there with, I hope he wasn't fighting it out with Koogie there. May have happened by accident. So that's the thing, is you got to be mindful of like which people are on your team, because like if you have like if you're Elu right now and you had like blue members in front of you, you wouldn't want to just spam your stuff because there's a good chance you're going to like hit your teammate, whereas you should be aiming for anyone who's a villain. So that's kind of the fun part of teams, honestly. I think it can have like a pretty cool meta. So meta Mario Kart, lol. But like I do think it could have like kind of a cool like you know, following tournament and seeing all the action appeal to it. All right, there goes the blue shell out for 1st place. Is going to hit Koogie once again, who was in 1st place. Poor guy's just kind of getting the hose with the items, but as we break it out, we'll get Koogie on screen as well as we're in this final lap. I would not be surprised to see him jump in the 1st place, as he does. He's pretty good with that. He does have a bomb on hand. Unfortunately hits himself. Was not a poorly placed bomb, really. Just a little bit further behind where it needed to be, and that was kind of risking it all. That put him in a position to maybe get 4th or 3rd, now into 8th place right towards the end of the map. With Grandmaster J right in front, and 2 of those red shells getting canceled out. Kind of a waste of the 3 shells, but he did have to throw out the weapons just to try and get the star, just to get the speed boost just in time for the end. A little bit of a losing battle there. Crownless getting first. Yo, shouts to Crownless, dude, making waves. Let's go. That's what we like to see. So this just in. Glenn's headset sadly not working. You hate to see it. We'd have him in chat right now talking all that shit. Talking about his teammate Crownless. Doing the thing. But that's alright. Maybe next time. Again, this is a format that we're still working on. Also, here's the Tunist. Off to a good run here. It does appear as though he is towards the top middle of the pack, making a lot of moves with the, wow, okay, finishing in 4th place behind, I think that's Shikai at the top and Maverick Hunter once again. And I gotta tell you, I kind of thought Blue Team was looking like the favorite for a little bit. But it looks like the villain side is really starting to clean up, man. They were down a little bit the last time I checked the point totals, which I'm going to have to do again. And I will do as soon as I get something else for you guys to check out on the screen, which should take just a moment. Right now it appears that Elu is currently racing. And, yeah, Elu and Kugi. Same map and everything. So, both racing it out on Wario Stadium. And that was just lap 1 that they finished. So we'll see where this one goes, but we got plenty of race left. Glentendo and Soul both ahead for Red Team. There's a Rosalina bot. Because remember, these queues do have some bots sometimes. As per the way the tournaments run, if there's not enough people to queue at any given moment. Okay, there we go. Elu catching the bumps. He's got mushrooms. Got to be careful no one swipes one of those mushrooms, because if you are close enough to someone with mushrooms or really anything circling their cart, you can either be hit by it or take it. So is going to end up safely away from that in either case and into 2nd place as Kugi just presses 1st place, already power sliding around the turn and really starting to pull away here. So if Kugi could steer clear of the items, and I'm almost scared to say that. Wow, cutting the corners tight. But I'm almost scared to say that because every time I say that, something happens. All right, so it does appear that we have another stream. Shout-outs to Luke Snidewalker, who also is known as Vanta Black, if you are in the Smash community local here. Yeah, Kugi is a heck of a racer, man. And I know he's grinding this game like proudly. He's talking about putting in like an hour, 2 hours every day, I think. Like just kind of racing and saying he's having a great time with it. And it's pretty clear because he's doing well. And it's nice to see like he's not the type to really get tilted even when he plays badly. I think he just understands the RNG is the RNG. But Kugi and Elu, the 2 racers we got on the screen, taking 1st and 2nd with a slew of villains right behind there, including Crownless Grandmaster J, Glentendo, and that may have been EO, I'm not sure. Yeah, Kugi is definitely a labber. He is a labber of Mario Kart. So right now we're seeing real quick a 3rd place finish from Moral Atheist with teammates right above him in 1 and 2. So right back to the back and forths. I am going to exit my game so I could essentially reset it and get those standings up to date again. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and remind you guys, every single Tuesday, Glentendo Circuit teams. Very simple. You basically just go into Mario Kart tournament mode. You just go ahead and go to online tournament, search by code, and type in this tournament code on the top left-hand side of your screen currently, and you're in. That's it. It'll ask you if you want to be a hero or a villain. You decide, and then that's what you got. But in the meanwhile, here's some more racers. I am going to have to fix the screen up because that's not who's on. I believe that's Kugi, though, on the right still, and Elu on the left. I'm going to see if I prep the 4 screen to have some other racers, and I am aware that we do have a new racer, so I do want to get Vanna Black on screen just a little bit. All right, so we got Vanna Black also rocking the rocking the Smash 4 main, or Smash 4, excuse me, wow. Smash Ultimate main in Link. I'm pretty sure that's who he uses. I could have that wrong, but I feel pretty confident. Anyways, choosing the hero side. No sweats there. The hero side might honestly need the help at this point. But yeah, going with the Link and Yoshi bike combo. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad combo, but what I can say is Link as a heavier character is towards the top of the tiers, but not most top tier. I think he's like mid to heavy or heavy mid, whatever. But the bike allows him to zoom around a little bit, because if you're a bigger build in this game, you kind of have good top end speed and usually slower acceleration and not as good agility. But if you get like the, wow, zooming right past that piranha plant. If you get like the right combination, you're able to kind of whiz around. And it looks like Vanna Black or Luke Snidewalker has that combination there with the Yoshi bike and Link, where he's got some weight and he's got plenty of, wow, pretty solid. All right, so we'll watch him continue to go. I'm trying to see where he is in this race. So first and second are pretty far ahead of him, but he is making quick ground, does take the shortcut. Within eyesight is a red team member. Trying to catch up to that villain, and I believe that's Kugi way out in front there. You can see him on the bottom left. Meanwhile, you lose second place in his race, is going to avoid that red shell pretty narrowly. And all right, so I just did happen to see, so it looks like Zone is on race 18. So these guys are definitely getting towards the tail end, but Crownless taking another first place. And what I tell you guys, man, I told you Crownless is pretty good. Crownless is pretty good at the game sometimes. All right, let's see here. So the Piers Nintunist is currently live, as is Immoral Atheist. Immoral Atheist on Bowser's Castle. Nintunist on, cannot recognize the map soon, quick enough. Feel free to shout him out in chat. I know there's only a few of you guys there, but if you're familiar with it or having a good time, the interaction definitely appreciated. But regardless, I am more than happy to try calling the shots as I am. All right, let's see if I can get these scores up. All right, so Heroes are still in a pretty solid lead from what you can see in the back. If you see that red 1773 next to the blue 1923 behind the gameplay, you will see that is the current scores. So the Heroes are in fact up. Some of the villains did start late, so keep that in mind. It does look like the middle pack of the Hero team is just a little stronger than the middle pack of the red team, but the top end is villain all the way. All right, so more Wario Mountain. I made the mistake of Sunday basically explaining how Elu kept getting Wario Mountain. I was like, maybe Elu just really likes the stage. Turns out he really doesn't like the stage. Mount Wario, that is. I think it's a pretty fun course, mostly because it's just like one big course versus having laps. Like the laps are segmented into different things. It looks like he's doing just fine with it, but it does not sound like he's a fan. Despite the map being what I think is a pretty good map. In either case, he's in third. Meanwhile, also in third is Vanna Black, or was nearly going to be taking first. I thought I said Mount Wario. Am I saying Wario Mountain? I don't know, man. Technically, it's the same thing. That's all I'm going to say. Except for one's mountain, one's mountain. Anyways, I believe that's Cheap Cheap Beach on your left-hand side of the screen. The Heroes handily taking first through third, I believe. I don't think there's anyone. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Second place is a villain. We'll see if Vanna Black does pass second place and does appear to have it nearly secured, pretty much secured. As he leaves us in suspense with a little bit of lag on his stream, I'm sure he probably got second. And it appears that he did. So, spoiler alerts, he did it. So, all right, he's a little bit laggy, and that's okay. But here's Nintunist and Amoralatheus again. Yeah, dude, Wario is rich, man. He's a rich game developer, so he has his own stadium, and yeah, he has like a ski resort mountain, which is nuts. It's like really well maintained and everything. There's like stands and people cheering. It's like a full course. Yeah, dude. Well, when you're a developer of like, I forgot the name of Wario's game, like Game and Wario or whatever the heck his thing is, but he's got a lot of money, dude. There's a lot of money in game development. He's got like a whole company. He makes the games and he like plays them, and it's crazy, man. He's got a heck of an operation going on. Thank you, WarioWare. I don't know if that's like what his company. I think that must be what his company is called because it sounds like a company. That Nintendo's so clever. All right, haven't seen Lemon Tea in a minute. There he is. Same race as Nintunists. A little bit struggle. This is lap 2 of 3 for these guys, so plenty of more racing to go, but it does appear that the villains have kind of a foothold on this race. It looks like places 1 through 4 are currently villains. See if Lemon Tea could bust that up a little bit. Trailing not too far. Stealing a mushroom. That's what I was talking about earlier. Makes it happen. Unfortunately, gets a little bit bumped in as he was trying to power slide, but does have now 1 red shell on deck. Will use it wisely. Want to make sure not to hit one of his teammates. Does have a golden mushroom, though. Is going to start making moves. As Team Hero looking for anything here. I see Nintendo's also trying to spam any item just to get anything happening, but does get a 2-pack of items and gets all the mushrooms he needs. We'll see if that's enough to at least reach 4th place. What I could tell you right now is it's not, by the way. Because 4th place, Shikai, Mav, Broth, Quang, and Zone. Places 1 through 4. Hero's just getting worked on that last one, so we'll see if the heroes can respond in the form of Elu or of Kugi, both currently on their runs at the moment. And Moralatheus also making it happen. Yeah, people don't understand to hold their weapon for the enemy team. There is a little bit of a trick to playing teams in this mode. The fact that you could hit everyone. Like, you just have to actually hold your weapons and not just spam all the time. It's tricky. It's hard. You gotta have like some self-discipline. You gotta get those fingers to like listen. Be like, hey, listen, bro, don't like spam teammates. But here we go. Kugi and Elu on the screen at the moment. And the reason I'm doing this is because they were both in pretty solid placings. Kugi just putting on somewhat of a clinic, to be honest. My man's good. Yeah, the 3v3 format was good. It was just, it had so many like bugs with like Smash GG. Shoutouts to Kugi for the first place. So until like Glenn gets that figured out, I think it's kind of shot. And I think once we secure more regular players, it'll be easier to do that. Again, red team looking like they're in both of those games that we saw, both of those races we saw, red team kind of looking pretty good outside of first place. All right, let's see what we got here. So Nintunist is currently live. What else do we have? Lemon Tea currently live. It appears that they are in the same race. I'll have that up for you in just a moment, as is Zone. So I'm just going to throw this up. The top right is Elu, who is waiting for his match, but the other 3 on the top left, and bottom right are all in the same match. And while I don't have a ton of control over this, just keep in mind, Red Team only has one person streaming right now, so it is a little bit tough to keep track of them, but I'm doing my best with the maps when people are finishing. Currently, though, I believe this map is called Cheap Cheap Beach. I could have that wrong, but it is the beach, and it's Cheap Cheap. Shout outs to the Shy Guy Falls music. Always a classic. Oh man, getting caught up in his own green shells, Lemon Tea. And then getting bit by Piranha Plant. That is such a good weapon. Nearly hit by the blue shell. It's kind of getting hit by everything. I would move from the center away from that bullet bill. All right, at least didn't get hit by that. Does have some work to do. Currently in 8th place. Meanwhile, in a different race, you will see Elu having quite a good run here on Music Park. Until he kind of got hit and passed by 2 villains. Not the people you want to be getting past if you're a hero, but we'll see what he could do. I have no doubts in Elu's skill, but Glenn is definitely a competitor, man. He's also the tournament organizer, but he's good. It does appear that Nintunis is saving clips. I missed what happens. It looked like it was a clippable moment, but I missed it, so my bad. All right, so Lemon Tea is sitting in first. Nintunis second. Pretty good performance by those guys. We did get it both on the stream. And just as I was talking about the middle pack of red not being as strong as blues and you know, the top end being whatever, that is not the case at the moment. I am curious to see how red team ends up, because although blue is in the early lead, I feel like all the blue racers like started earlier. So that's another first for Kugi. Possibly another first for Elu. And I'm starting to realize how blue is definitely getting a bit of a, I don't want to call it a carry. I mean, it's always a team effort, but the fact that both Kugi Cougs and Elu are on the hero team and they're both just constantly finishing first and second in the races is like a really big help for the heroes' efforts. There we go. Red with the better portion of points for that current race. Here we are. If you guys are enjoying this or looking to be a part of it, you can join at any time. There's about 40 minutes left of these particular races. They do stop at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, you can contribute towards either team you want. You could join as soon as you join with the tournament code on the top left. They'll ask you if you want to be a hero or villain. Go ahead and do that. But in the meanwhile, this is what we got going on. These are all the racers, or 4 of the 7 that we have streaming today. As I try to find you the ones with all the action, and it does look like we do have a head-to-head in the form, or not a head-to-head, I'm sorry, this is just 2 blue teammates, but either way, both starting on the same race on Mute City, which is a favorite. It's a good map, and it comes from a racing game, so it's no surprise. And currently on your screens is Kugi Cougs and Elu. This is 2 of the very largely contributing teammates for the heroes end. So we will keep the camera on them for just a moment, and I am now going to reset the scores. So after this race, we go ahead and check out what the scoreboards look like. Wow, huge shortcut there by Kugi. The labbing is definitely very evident. Pulling way out ahead in first. Next closest, Elu in second place. Pretty good differential in spacing. Aside from blue shells, it does not appear that Kugi really has to worry about any really crazy items unless you were to be like lightninged right over a jump or something that times poorly. And really good job with getting all these shortcuts here on Mute City. I didn't realize how many just like little kind of corners you can cut, but there's a lot. And Kugi's he's getting all of them right there with a commanding first. Elu about to be in second. This is the cue for the heroes, man. Kugi and Elu really holding it down. All right, so let's go ahead and check out how some of our other racers are doing. Have not seen Vanna Black in a while, so we're gonna get him on screen. Let's see, we have Lemon Tea, Zone, and let's see what we could get in that top right section. All right, Nintuni. All right, so we do see Vanna Black finishing somewhere in the middle there, and that appeared to be kind of like mixed, a mixed bag there. All right, let's see what we get top there. Oh, there we go, more Lathius. Haven't seen him in a bit, but he is not currently in race. All right, so yeah, we will get Kugi again. All right, some more mixed results in an Antunes race where he does unfortunately finish at the 12th place. That is that's always brutal. Zone also finishing just above that at 11th. That result screen extremely mixed though, so it's no matter. All right, let's check in on Immortal Atheist. It's been a little while. And he's mid-race. Meanwhile, Kugi, no one's surprised. Wow, like it's another first place. It's like this guy grinds the game or something. Looking pretty good there. Let's see what the rest of the pack looks like. Yeah, man. Elu and Kugi are like the hard carries for blue team. Because that was a bot link at third place. And then after that, it was like all red team. Or all villains, I should say. Excuse me. Need to get the terminology down. All right, so 22nd race. We're getting kind of close to the end here. At least for these people on screen right now, they have approximately two more races after this current one. All right, so here are your racers. Just getting to lap number 2 here. And as we all know, lots of stuff can happen between laps 2 and 3, and then even after that, all it takes is the right or the wrong RNG for you, depending on you know, your perspective. But Zone in a big mess here, big messy pile there of baddies as he finally emerges out in the 7th place. We'll see how much further he could press. Does get the top layer there. Sometimes your hang glider doesn't want to let you go that high, but moving right along. Closing in on 2 heroes. Make that... No, still 2 heroes. Does pass one of them. Solid connect with the boomerang. Meanwhile, Lemon Tea just out ahead. But we're getting mixed up. The Zone does have Piranha Plant. Very, very good. I think it's a good item, personally. I think it's probably... It's honestly a middle-tier item, I'm sure. But, like, in theory, it's really very good. It gives you speed burst and it hits enemies. Like, what more could you want? And it does appear as though, at least in Kugi's race, that he is once again the carry, and places right behind him are the villains. Meanwhile, Lemon Tea does finish in the 7th place with 4 villains at the top of the scoreboard, and I definitely have to check the scores. Because last we checked, heroes are up about 200-ish points. But by now, I would think that the scores got to be a lot more even. We've been seeing a lot of success in Red Team. Whole lot of success in Red Team. Here we go. 2 different racers here. Back to Kugi, back to Moral Atheist. Both these guys sitting in 1st place. These are the guys you want to watch. As I look for some results in the meantime. Math, shoutouts for the follow. Definitely appreciate you. If you enjoy the stream or think it's cool, the VODs do go up on youtube.com/masterhandgaming if you're ever just kind of curious or if you want to come through again. But I will tell everyone else who may have just tuned in or hasn't seen this yet, this is Teams Tuesday. This is the special Glentendo circuit event where we do Mario Kart teams, a little bit different than what we do every single Sunday, which is also brand new, which includes just a free-for-all circuit. Simple as that. But here we are off to the 23rd race, coming right up. So things are definitely going to start to solidify as far as results, although they probably already have, and I do want to get back to that. I'm checking the results now. I'm going to have them ready for after this race because we have 3 active racers. And you know what, man? Heroes still got the lead. Heroes are definitely still in the lead. Kind of by a decent amount. Kugi's point total, he's blowing everyone out of the water. Kugi's sitting at 275 points for blue team. 2nd place is Shikai, who has 256, so nearly a 20-point differential there between 1st and 2nd. Let me see where this really starts to come up blue. Yeah, so basically in your middle placings between like 9th and 13th is a lot of heroes. But the top end does feature quite a few villains. So Kugi kind of holding it down for the top end as I look back to where he's at. And back out on Mount Wario, which is seemingly a very popular race on this stream. Kugi nailing the shortcuts like he always does. Meanwhile, on the bottom of the screen is, I forget what the name of the stage is, but the stage basically breaks away as you race on it each lap. Losing just a little bit of ground to gain traction on. That turns into lava. So these guys are on lap 2 of 3. Things will start to get a little bit hairy as they get to lap 3, but in the meantime, Zone sitting in 1st place by a pretty good margin there, although does get hit by a blue shell and is still okay. Usually a good sign that you're having a good race is if you get hit by a blue shell and you don't lose 1st place. And as you can see, some of the raceway kind of broken apart there. Also, I will skip the song because it's pretty rough on everyone. There we go. off to Wildwoods. All right, so Nintunist, I look at a screen just enough for him to fall into some lava. Not looking so hot for your boy. Lemon Tea making his way up through the pack. Oh no, falls in lava. That's not where you want to be. This is the last lap, so he's going to finish at 9th. All right, meanwhile, on the top left, bringing the attention back to Koogie Cougs. Doing his thing, fixing to get first. Is still in second place territory, but I'm going to get full screen on Koogie now. There we go. Koogie just narrowly getting first place as we check out what the scores look like here. And there we have it. Koogie getting first. Hold it down for blue team. Meanwhile, this is what we got going on. These are the scores I was just telling you about. So as you can see, Koogie having a heck of a day here. Really, really heck of a day, man. Like 20 points ahead. So I'm looking at I'm just gonna screen share because it's funny. So looking at blue team looking like it's trash, but honestly, man, blue team has a big lead, and there's only one more racer on blue team. So as bad as it may seem, your top end, you're kind of being carried by Koogie. I mean, granted, there's like a 150 point differential here between the results, but yeah, I don't know. The middle of the pack is blue, so it's like you have one really good point scorer, and then you have Zodiac, who's pretty solid. And then outside of that, it's all blue. All right, let's see what we got going on. I believe this is the last race for these guys. All right, so it looks like Moral Atheist is all done with his races. Excuse me. There we go. There's some Elu. Back at it again with the Isabel. All right, so we are nearing the end of this tournament here. I believe this might be the last race for at least for Zone. I don't know if the other guys, but I want to say yes. We'll know very shortly. Let me get the jump here and already exit the game so I could refresh as soon as this race is over. But Zone taking some of the shortcuts here. And Tunis trying to snipe people with that boomerang, and he's got it, man. Getting close to the end here in third place with a couple. Ooh, make that 3 villains ahead of him. There he goes. EO just passed by Nintunist. And there you have it. Let's see what the placings were here. Wow, man. Looks like red team is kind of killing. I'm like so. Wow, dude. Maverick Hunter's got a lot of points. All right. I'm going to try and get the scores again. In the meantime, you guys already know. Here's where you're at. Glentendo Circuit team races every single Tuesday. If you guys like what you see, or it looks like fun, or you want to try it out, you can. This is open to everyone. All you need is a tournament code at the top, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need. And I am going to try and get us the solo view of Elu, because I believe he's the only active racer at the moment. So we'll see where he finishes. This is probably his last lap, so we are getting ready to say goodnight pretty soon. Finishing in 5th place. Not Elu's standard, but still pretty good. All right, let me go ahead and check the game scoring. So with that, I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. I think we're all out of races. So before we finish, I'm just going to go ahead and check the scores. As you can see, everybody in-game is doing the same thing. Everyone's checking out the standings, which I will also be doing. And I'm just going to kick it to my screen here. So that way you guys kind of get an idea of how this works in case you've never Mario Karted online and you're curious. All you have to do, tournament mode, or I'm sorry, online mode, go to tournaments. If you didn't already have them favorited, which I do, you just search by code, type in the code, and you will get the circuit. So let's check out the circuit here. Let's look at the standings. And since I am out of gameplay, and oh my god, dude. Heroes, you almost wouldn't know with the races that we saw because Red Team really kind of, right there, 2, 3, and 4, Shikai, Maverick Hunter, and Glentendo, really good. Because, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Kugi had a really great day, but other than that, it must have really been like the middle of the pack. Like the bottoms for Red must really be kind of towards the bottom of the placings, whereas like the mid for Blue is just that much ahead of them. But it was almost not the story that we saw. Kind of interesting stuff, but regardless, there you have it. Heroes looking like they're gonna win. I can't imagine Villains really being able to come up, but I will give a shout out to Crownless here because joined very late. Still sitting at 213. I don't know if he's still playing. He does have another 20 minutes to contribute, but as of now, it's looking like Heroes probably got this on lock, barring any of the Villains are still playing or still placing. But even if like Crownless still has a few races to go, you're looking at almost a 200-point disparity here. I would say Heroes win the day. So congrats to them. And again, if you guys are looking for more action here or looking to be a part of this whole thing, what I can tell you is, hold on, where's my chat? There's my chat. This is the Discord link for Glenn's server, currently in the chat right now. So if you're interested in these and you want to be part of it, just go ahead and join that server, and then you'll be in this server. And then as things move forward and we get a little bit more organized, you'll see here we have like a red team chat, we have a blue team chat, and the idea is that me as a streamer is supposed to go in between the chats and essentially just, you know, catch what's going on. But until we really get the format down, this is only the second one of these that have happened. The second one that I've streamed, and the first one was like teams or I'm sorry, 3v3, and that was kind of confusing. But yeah, so this is what we're looking at, really basic, and this is just people just chilling. And you know, we're doing this every single Tuesday, and then on Sundays we have the full on like free-for-alls. And again, these are open to everyone, so if you're streaming and you want your stream on here, I could easily do that for you. I would just use your browser source. And at the moment, I'm just killing time before I get an advertisement for you guys, which is just the DNA ad for every single Thursday. I want to go ahead and point that out. Every single Thursday, we do have Smash Brothers. This is a free-to-enter bracket. Right now, the prizes aren't really anything. Well, depending on what you consider anything. What I'm doing is I'm giving out basically Master Hand Gaming Twitch subs for first and second at the moment until I nail down something good to do with that. And there is going to be a Platinum Star monthly, but it's going to be held online. I don't have a slide for that yet because it's not done, but it should be announced tomorrow. That will definitely have prizes. It'll have cash prizes. So be excited for that. I know not a whole lot of people here listening to that in particular, but be on the lookout for it. But in the meantime, I definitely want to thank everyone for checking these out. Definitely appreciate you. I'm having fun with them. It would just be nice if we start getting more people like coming out and enjoying, because it's a cool format, and I think this could actually be a lot of fun. But in the meanwhile, that's all I got, man. We're out of racers. So actually, or is Elu still racing? Elu is still racing. So before we close out, let's watch Elu finish his out. Currently sitting in first place, lap 3 of 3. Stream debuffering. Let's see what he's got. He's in the Dolphin Shoals, making his moves. Got coin on deck and nothing else, so pretty vulnerable to anything coming his way, whether it be a red shell or a blue shell. The blue shell is a totally different animal because you got to duck those in a different way. Red shells, you could at least use a banana or anything else trailing off, but doesn't have to worry about that yet. He did get passed by a teammate, so don't have to worry too much. Hopefully that teammate does not snipe him because they could, but they are on the same team, so it's kind of moot. So it does look like Elu is going to finish. Thank you, Lady Vant, for the follow. Appreciate you. And Elu getting a first place there. And I'm going to see if that's his last race or not. And what I'm going to do is, now that that race is over, before I close it out here, because I was just getting ready to, I'm going to reset the game so I could check out the standings just one more time and see what that looks like, so anyone checking this out or watching kind of gets the scope of things going on. And it does look like Elu is finished. He does, okay, no, he's just resetting it so you can see the scores. Very much what I'm doing. So as we go through that and I get the scores on screen, this is going to be the last you see of these, unless Elu has another race, which I don't think he does, but he might. All right, online play. Oh, shoot. I could... okay. Alright, so there we go. So, the lead, or I'm sorry, the disparity between villains and heroes is even larger now. So I'm pretty sure we could comfortably say that heroes got this locked up. 14 minutes left to tournament time. Most of these people probably finished. As you can see, heroes above by a solid 200 plus points here. So congrats to them. Despite what it may have looked like in some of the races where we got to see Shikai and Maverick Hunter and Glenn race, the middle pack of blue really holding strong, man. So congratulations to them. Again, here's where you're at. And again, here's me. I'm Crystalodian. I appreciate you guys watching. I want to do these more. I want them to have more people and kind of like... I'm trying to appeal to streamers. Like, if you're streaming and you're just trying to like get your stream started, or you're just looking for content for 2 hours, join these circuits, man. I'll cross-promote you. I'll throw you streamers as soon as we're done. All that fun stuff. I'm more than happy to like do that kind of thing, because these streams can't really happen without other people streaming the things. So anyways, that's all I got. I will say thank you again, and we will see you on Thursday for DNA, the Smash Weekly, free to enter. If you're from the tri-state area, make sure you check that out. You can enter. Otherwise, just it'll just be you watching. But thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.